A car is oftentimes only as good to you as you are to it. The way you drive it, the way you wash it, the way you maintain it. It all develops a new relationship between you and your vehicle. So what do you make of an SUV that's supposed to do the daily work for you? Carry your kids, your pets, go grocery shopping? Is it supposed to build an emotional connection with you? Is it supposed to be a part of you? Well, the Mazda CX-5 is the contrary to most SUVs. It's passionate. It's good looking. It makes you want to drive more, farther distances, harder into that next corner. It's fun, which is not, in most cases, what an SUV is meant to be.
This week, I've had the great pleasure of driving and owning a Mazda CX-5. It is a 2013 model. It has the Skyactiv G motor with automatic transmission, which is 2 liters, 155 horsepower, and 150 pound-feet of torque. Not a lot of power and torque, but you can get 25 in the city, 31 in the highway. This is the Grand Touring model that I have, which my tester is $31,005. Seems a little odd, the $5, but oh well. I have things like navigation, I have leather trim, I have xenon and adaptive headlights, I have blind spot avoidance, I have sunroof, all these cool little features that make it actually really good for 31 grand. I remember I got in here a couple days ago with a buddy of mine who always finds a way to make fun of me for going from, high-end exotic sports cars or high-end exotic cars in general, all the way to some, gas getter or grocery getter, such as this. And I was in here with 2 of my friends, and I was driving, and they're flying around the car as I'm driving around corners very quickly and enjoying it. And I made the comment that if there was one brand that I had to drive for the rest of my life, if somebody said to me, okay, you can only drive one brand forever, I would most likely say, and I'm probably 85 or 90% sure, I would say Mazda. I had the CX-7, which I enjoyed, and this vehicle takes over for the CX-7, since it wasn't necessarily such a hot seller. And I loved my Mazda Speed 6, and I really do enjoy Mazda as a brand. Now, their cars get a bad image because they have terrible advertising. They really do. Their advertising is getting better, and it's gotten better over the past couple of years, but they could still use a marketing boost at times. And that's the problem with Mazda. Their marketing doesn't really accurately tell you the story of why Mazda is so great as a brand. The cars have enjoyment. They have entertainment. And actually sitting right in front of me right now, oddly enough, is a Mazda CX-7. But this car, the CX-5, little tiny SUV, at least from the outside, is a lot of fun to drive. It's enjoyable. It gets up and goes enough. I mean, peak torque is at 4,000 RPM, so you kind of have to rev it a good bit to really get a lot of energy from it. But I mean, you're looking at a car that'll get you about 25, 26 miles to the gallon in the city and 31 miles to the gallon on the highway, which is, interestingly enough, I've averaged about 27 between the two. I could probably average more than that, but I have been kind of dogging it around town because I do enjoy it. I enjoy the motor, the sound that it makes, even though it's a small little 2-liter 4-cylinder. I enjoy the 6-speed automatic, even though it's not necessarily that fast or even that sporty to shift. But it's fun because the car overall instills confidence in you. Now, with that said, I could use a little extra bolstering in the seats, and I could also use a little more hard corner confidence, where the car does roll a bit too much, a bit more than I'd like. But I still love everything about this car. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the nuances. I enjoy the look of it, the appeal of it. It's very attractive to me. Now, that being said, there are a few things that I have been a little bit annoyed about. The navigation system is nice, it works, it does its job. Sadly, the iPod adapter does not do much of a job because it just plays music. Now, that's what it's supposed to do, I know. But I would much prefer it to allow me to search for artists and songs a lot more quickly. The second dial here, which you would use to tune or for volume, or not for volume, but for audio settings and whatnot, I would expect it to allow you to scroll through artists more quickly. No, it doesn't do that. It just changes the song as you're trying to use it in that fashion. And it's a pain in the ass, honestly. Really, really is a pain. Because I have 11,000 or so songs, 10,000 or so songs on my iPod. And scrolling through them to get to artists or songs, whatever, is a little troubling at times. It's a little difficult. And in this car, it's only been made more difficult by the fact that I have to scroll with an arrow, which really is not fun at all, actually. It's quite annoying. And I just have to keep pushing it. You can't hold it down, you have to push it. There's no search function. I can't search on there and pick a letter, and it's been dreadful. So I've been basically mainly sticking with Howard Stern on Sirius, which is, if you know me at all, you know that's fine by me. Or I've been sticking with Bluetooth audio because I can, pick and choose from my phone. The car right now, I'm on the highway, and I've been on the back roads with this car, and it's very comfortable, it's compliant, it goes over bumps nicely, it rides well, it doesn't, unlike most SUVs, you don't feel like you're just like traveling way the hell above the ground. You feel a little low down in this, you feel sporty, but it doesn't compromise the ride because of that, which is great. Most SUVs have a compromising ride when they're sitting too low or sitting too high. And this car is actually sitting on 19-inch wheels, believe it or not, which makes it even more amazing that it's so easy to drive and so compliant for a car this size. And at 3,300 pounds, it's not that heavy either. The other night, I happened to be going to the grocery store, and I parked next to a late 90s model Ford Explorer, which, when you looked at the two, the Ford Explorer was easily larger than this, at least on the outside. When you get on the inside, the Explorer is much smaller. It's not as wide. It doesn't have as much space. It's not as spacious in the cargo area, nor in the second row. This car fits up to 6-foot people in the back row, in the back seat, very comfortably and very well. So, win for Mazda. And this whole car is really based around a gigantic win for Mazda. It drives like a sports car, but it still gets the job done when you need to go off-road or when you need to get good gas mileage or haul stuff back and forth. It's not the largest of SUVs, and competing against cars like the RAV4 and the CR-V, they have a little bit more interior volume, but I don't think they're as nice. I don't think they're as classy or as entertaining to drive. You drive those cars because you just, let's face it, you drive a RAV4 or a CR-V when you just need to put things in there. They're mom mobiles. They're not entertaining mobiles. You don't have fun driving those. And if you do, you don't know what the hell fun is. I have fun driving this. And I would say in this class, you also get the Chevy Equinox, the Kia Sportage. The Kia Sportage I really love. As a design, it's an amazing vehicle. As a sporty vehicle, it's not even close to the CX-5. In fact, in that regard, nothing is close to the CX-5. This is the Japanese BMW of SUVs. It really is. And I say that with not lightly, not mockingly. I say that seriously. At 31 grand, I'd probably go buy this before I bought a BMW X1. And I would live with this, and I would be very happy, honestly. There, I said it. I would buy a Mazda over a BMW. Crucify me. Feel free. But once you drive this, you will feel just the same way. It's phenomenal.
So if you're out there looking for an SUV, why not go look at the CX-5? It really is very good looking. It's great on the inside. It's a lot of fun to drive. For about 21 grand, you're getting a base model front wheel drive with a manual transmission. For about 27,000, you're looking at a GT with all-wheel drive. And our test model, which was $31,005.
Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And please, when you get a chance, subscribe to us on Facebook.com/rawautos, Twitter.com/rawautos, Instagram @rawautos, and YouTube.com/rawautos. If you subscribe, we are actually doing more video reviews for cars that we're getting. So hopefully you've enjoyed this one, and hopefully you'll enjoy the next few that we're going to be doing. Thank you very much.